Dear Chris, how are things? We'd love you to make a programme about the Ryder Cup, which is coming to Wales in October. Do you think this is something you could do? Well, not really, BBC Wales. I don't watch the game, I can't play the game, and I know virtually nothing about the game. If yes, please click continue at the bottom of the page, blah, 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 blah. You will be paid. Continue. Right, here we go. Presenter, that's me. Subject matter, yep, that looks good. No, yes. Title. Gratuitously need to get in my name here. Easy Rider. Chris Corcoran's Guide to the Ryder Cup.
It's not really a Welsh thing, golf, is it? As a kid, the only time I ever heard someone shout "get in the hole" was when I went ferreting with my short-tempered uncle. A sand wedge was what you got if your brother got hold of your Speedos down the beach. Out of bounds was your mate's sister, and a handicap was a spare hat. This was going to be a voyage of discovery.
Right, what do I know about the Ryder Cup? Well, I know that Colin Montgomery is the captain of the European team, so I think I should go and talk to him.
It was June. The sun was shining and I was off to the Celtic Manor Welsh Open. Having successfully broken the first rule, no denims, I picked up my vital media pass. That pass was going to secure me an interview with Colin Montgomery, one of the highest profile golfers in the world, and a man known not to suffer fools gladly. I was feeling so unprepared and nervous, and I didn't even notice my sporting idol, Gareth Edwards. I only had 10 minutes with Monty, so it was straight in with a killer question.
It's a good question. Would one prefer to be playing? I think that I've got 12 guys at this stage that are better than I am. I'll try and play next time.
Yeah.
No European captain has played after he's been captain.
Right.
I'd like to try and be the first person to do that. So my game's not really in great shape right now. I'm not performing that well. Good shot there. Well done.
So it's no surprise that if my experience is fourth call crazy golf, I'm unlikely to be able to deal with a shot like you just delivered.
Well, there you go. Yes, if it is fourth call crazy golf, which I hear is very good. I hear it's one of the best.
I was doing well, and we were bonding. Time to ask the controversial question that everyone was talking about.
How important do you think the rain's going to be as a secret weapon for the Europeans against the Yanks?
We don't mind the inclement weather, to be honest. I don't think we do. I think, wouldn't it be fantastic if it's like this for the week?
But you realise it is going to rain, Colin.
It will rain. This is Wales.
I didn't know the sky was blue until I was 11.
Monty wasn't actually playing the hole that well.
Mind the ice cream van, Colin.
OK, I'll watch it.
But I thought we were getting on OK, so I pulled out some questions from my golfing mates.
Ask me questions from your mates.
Question one. If it's tied at 14 all at the end of the Ryder Cup, should there be a nearest the pin penalty shootout?
We love that because that means we lose, and that's no good because they because they hold the Ryder Cup, so therefore they retain it if it's a tie.
Oh, I see,
so we've got to actually win to win it.
Fine. What's your worst fashion faux pas over your golfing years?
I wore a Saltire sweater in 1992.
Yeah? What was that like?
Very Scottish. Well done, Gareth. Oh no!
With Monty in the water and Gareth heading that way, I felt it was time to make an exit. But I was feeling quite chuffed, because Monty comes with a reputation for being quite difficult to handle.
It'd be great for the Ryder Cup's come to Wales. It's a big deal. It's the biggest sporting event that's ever come to Wales. And it's come to Wales, that's fine. The next thing is to win it.
Yeah.
For Wales, for Britain, and for Europe. That's the next thing. So we'll see how we go.
Agreed. And if you need the name of a good kebab shop in Newport,
you're on.
Give us a shout.
Will do.
Okay.
You take care.
All the best.
Nice to meet you. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
More through luck than judgment, I clearly stumbled on the best way to do a sporting interview. Be totally clueless and wear an inappropriate jacket. It was obvious, really. It's always worked for Jim Rosenthal. Next, I wanted to speak to the man responsible for the Ryder Cup coming to Wales, Welshman Terry Matthews. So after extensive research, the next day I was back.
This is Chris Corcoran.
So Terry,
See you.
how do you do?
You didn't have to dress up just for me.
Oh, well, I thought, I show my respects.
With the pleasantries over, I wanted to know what drives someone to invest millions of pounds in a golf course to secure the Ryder Cup. This was a man who must really love golf.
Do you play yourself? Are you a golf fanatic? Was that the thing?
No, definitely not.
Oh.
Well, it isn't what I get into the game of golf, it's what the people that I work with are into. So there's very high proportion of the people that I deal with in business that like golf. You know?
Ah, the motivation was business. In fairness, coming from a multimillionaire expat, that made sense.
Right.
So there's a basic question in life if you want to be wealthy. It was 1/10 of the sell price of the competitors, and even at that we made over 80% gross profits. And it's the first company to virtualize it in a world that is getting to be known as cloud computing.
I was clearly out of my depth. Time to panic and inject some humour.
You do searching on the web, and
Of course.
you take a look at the internet and do some...
Yeah,
But you didn't do that 10 years ago.
certainly didn't.
Well, there you go.
I did try, but it was useless.
You know, take a look at iPads.
In fairness, it wasn't one of my best. But with this level of business knowledge, drive and success, I was beginning to wonder if Sir Teddy was Welsh at all. Until I asked...
Does Mytel, obviously the name of your company, stand for Mike and Terry's electric lawnmowers?
Yes, it does.
It does.
Yep, he was Welsh.
People have to understand that you don't often get this profile. So this is a terrific opportunity for all of Wales to look really good.
Now, I didn't come away from meeting Sir Terry much more informed about golf, but on the upside, I have since set up a very successful small business. Back home, it was time to take stock. I was supposed to be doing a guide to Newport, but coming from Tom Tegg, what I needed was some local knowledge.
Dear Rhys and Eggsy out of GLC, I am making a programme for the BBC. Can you do me a quick guide to Newport? Thanks, little kiss.
Now, there was something that was bugging me about what Sir Teddy had said.
In my electronics business, I travel all over the world. And wherever I go, they all know where the Celtic Manor is. They know where Wales and Newport are located, but that wouldn't have been the case prior to the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, well, I wonder if that's true.
So, have you heard of Wales? Have you heard of Wales?
Yes, I've seen them. Not here.
No, the country. So, do you know where Wales is? Wales?
Well, in the ocean, they live there.
That's true. That's true. Pardon?
They're mammals.
They are mammals.
Maybe Sir Teddy was wrong. Perhaps they needed a bit more help.
If I showed you a picture of where Wales was on the map of the UK, look, would you be able to pick it out?
Right there.
That's England. That's Scotland.
Here?
That's Northern Ireland.
Okay.
Obviously, right there.
Great spot.
We're Canadians, we're not Americans.
Well, if they didn't know much about the location of Wales, how about some of our exports?
Here's the thing, right? I'm going to show you some Welsh, famous Welsh people. See if you can name them, right? Do you know who that is?
Oh, Sir Anthony Hopkins, last name, Anthony Hopkins.
Oh, 91.
What's New Pussycat?
Sorry?
Tom
Jones?
Yes, it is. Do you know who that is?
Zeta Jones from Wales, again. They're all famous Welsh?
They are.
Okay.
Do you know who this is?
Is your dad?
Derek Brockway.
I hope I'm not being filmed.
No, don't be daft. So, are you a golfer? Do you like your golf? Do you know about the Ryder Cup?
No.
Do you like golf?
No.
But do you know where Wales is now?
Yes.
Excellent.
Back at my 57th Street Hotel, there's an email all the way from South Wales.
This is where the dream began.
Yeah, the birthplace of some of the greatest men in Gwent.
The leader of the Celtic Manor, Terry Matthews, was born here. So was I, and Eggsy Half came out here.
But that's another story. Anyway, now it's our turn to tell you about Newport Gwent, one of the greatest cities in the world.
First thing, we need some golf threads.
Now we need wheels. Did you really get this off Terry Matthews?
No, I got it off Andy Powell.
Here's a bit of history for you. After the Welsh killed the dinosaurs, the Romans rocked up, and if you go to visit Caerleon, you can still see the remains of the Roman amphitheatre.
Next up, it was the Normans, and they built this.
Which, for our American viewers, is called a castle. Probably haven't got them in your country, they're wicked. The people of Newport are proper hard, that's a fact. But there was none harder than John Frost. He's a proper legend, and he's got his own square right here.
In 1839, Frosty led the Chartist movement in the Newport Rising.
They were fighting for parliamentary reform and for the right for everybody over the age of 21 to vote.
They gave their lives. 22 Chartists died, and the bullet holes from that battle can still be seen inside the Westgate Hotel, now a Starbucks.
America, forget the Golden Gate Bridge, forget Brooklyn Bridge, because Newport's got this, the Transporter Bridge, the city's most iconic structure.
Erected in 1906 because we had so much steel, we didn't know what to do with it all.
And you just said erected.
This is Newport Harbour, where all the rich people from Newport keep their yachts. Mine's the red one. And we've got Newport Bridge. Harry Houdini, the famous magician, jumped off here in 1913 as a trick.
If you like your music, then Newport is the true spiritual home of noise.
All the legends of rock have played here. Oasis, GLC, Green Day, other bands.
Yeah, and rumour has it that this is the very spot where Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain proposed to Courtney Love. Newport was also the home of the original rapper, vagabond poet W.H. Davis, who wrote the memorable lines,
"What is this life if full of care? We have no time to stand and stare."
And who could forget Tredegar House?
The ancestral home of the Morgan family for over 500 years and one of the architectural wonders of Wales! Yeah! You know what, Egg? This city's so awesome, someone should write a song about it and post it up on YouTube.
Nah, it would never catch on.
Back in the US, I wanted to see for myself how seriously golf is taken in the States, as I'd had it on good account that it was somewhere between very and extremely. So I continued on my quest in oddly familiar surroundings. Hi, Thomas. With my Welshness topped up, I was nearing my goal. So I've pulled a few strings with my contacts at Monty Pitch and Putt, and I'm at a golf course in Pennsylvania where apparently Mr. Tiger Woods is playing. This was the AT&T National, a small tournament on the circuit, but still covered by all the networks, and a pretty big turnout, bearing in mind it was the practice day. This was my chance for a scoop interview. Tiger's divorce had just been announced as a result of a tabloid frenzy of lurid stories, and his form had hit rock bottom. If ever there was a moment he'd be up for the chat, this was it. There we go. BBC Cymru Wales. Before long, I found myself in the media scrum at the opening ceremony, and it was soon clear that the only thing people were there for was Tiger Woods. There he was. Time to turn on the charm with his people.
It'd be brilliant for our show if you were able to just sort of say hello, ask him a little bit about the Ryder Cup. Maybe get me to swing a club or something, it'd be wonderful. It's for BBC Wales, basically, so... Okay. Oh, thank you so much.
Things were looking promising as the ceremony started, and Tiger took his place amongst the great and the good. This was about as American as you could get. We had a pipe band, speeches from the sponsors. We even applauded the weather.
Give yourself, Philadelphia, a hand for this great weather.
Then, as though one legendary golfing figure wasn't enough, who should turn up? That's right, John Bon Jovi.
Thank you.
Then with the speeches done, it all kicked off, and the news crews went in for the kill. It was time for me to act.
Hi, I'm Chris from the BBC. I'm all the way to this tournament. Would it be possible to have a photo opportunity with John and Tiger?
There's not time to interview Tiger, I can tell you that. She's responsible for John.
By this point, I was desperate.
Could I have a photo, perhaps, with Tiger? Would that be enough? Just a photo would be all right?
No. With you and them?
Yeah, for
No.
Oh, OK. Thanks.
As the presenter of this programme, I thought this was a reasonable request. But from her perspective, I must have just seemed a bit tragic. Once Tiger disappeared, so did the media. They'd covered their story, but I was here all day. And then I got wind that he was on the putting green. I had my media pass, so could I get the other side of the fence? Could this be my chance? Lost my way in here. I know. Chat to his caddy. He looks friendly enough.
There and back job, you know.
It wasn't a great start. But then I got my break.
We play rugby, you know. Do you know rugby?
Well, I'm from New Zealand, so...
Oh, you really? Oh, my... Well...
The caddy was a Kiwi. I was in. Thank God for the universal language of rugby.
We go 16-3 up and hit the crossbar.
Now, if I just keep him talking long enough, I thought, maybe Tiger will wander over and we could have a chat about, well, you know, scrummaging.
That was good. I think I bonded. One step away from speaking of Tiger. Big step.
This is the moment. Go on, son. You can do it. Go on. Go on, get in there. Go on, go and do it now. Now, this is the moment. This is your chance for the scoop. Don't think about it. You can dine out on this for years. Think of the accolades, the after-dinner speaking opportunities. You could be the next Welsh Bob Hope. You idiot.
I bottled it. Long and short of it is, I didn't get to speak to Tiger Woods. However, I nearly did, because he was over there. In fact, I'm going to go and stand in his aura. His aura says that he's sick of people watching him practice all the time and come up and say hello unexpectedly under the microscope all the time and come all this way and get this close. And not to say hello was probably the coolest thing to do in the yin and yang of the universe. On the other hand, it might have been the best doorstep interview of all time, and I might rue this day till the end of my days. But I think, genuinely, it's one less celebrity thing that he has to cope with, and that just felt right. Right, now where's VJ Singh?
Oh well, on with the show. Here's my bluffer's guide to the Ryder Cup. The key facts you'll need to blag your way through a conversation in a pub. Concentrate. How's it going? The Ryder Cup was first held in 1927, and the cup itself was donated by Samuel Ryder, an English millionaire who'd made all his money selling packet seeds through the post. Now, Samuel Ryder was just a club player, but he was so keen on golf that he decided to put up the money for a contest to be held every 2 years between the USA and Britain. Here he is, presenting the cup to George Duncan, the captain of the British team, way back in 1929. But George's happiness was short-lived. The US would soon hold the cup for over 20 years before a Welshman came along. Step in. Di Rees. Sorry. Excuse me. Di Rees was a Welsh bloke from Aberdare, and he captained the winning British team in 1957. It was the only defeat that the Americans suffered between 1933 and 1985. There was a classic Ryder Cup moment in 1969, when on the final hole, Jack Nicklaus conceded a tricky 4-foot putt to Tony Jacklin. In other words, he let him off a crucial do-or-die, nerve-wracking, Ryder Cup saving, really good chance he might panic and miss putt, saying he was bound to get it. And as a result, the Ryder Cup that year was a tie. And this has gone down as one of the all-time greatest examples of sportsmanship. Although the suspicion has always been that in actual fact, Jack just needed to nip off somewhere before the shop shut. But the Brits kept on losing, and they'd have to wait another 16 years until they eventually won, under their new captain, Tony Jacklin. And now, the Europeans were involved, like Seve Ballesteros here in 1985. Tony Jacklin went on to win 3 times on the trot, so that by 1991, inspired by the Gulf War, the Americans were desperate to win it back. And it all came down to this putt by Bernard Langer here, which, as you can tell from his face, he missed. Still, at least he, unlike the Yanks, didn't have to wear a Desert Storm outfit. Get in the hole! There you go. Better late than never, Bernard. And the Americans were never that unsporting again. Oh, apart from, of course, in 1999, when Justin Leonard sunk a massive putt to probably win the Ryder Cup, and all the Americans started celebrating by running around the green before Olafable had taken his shot, which in theory could have saved it for Europe. In the end, Olafable missed. But that's not the point. He might not have if the world and his wife hadn't stamped all over the green, as this never-seen-before footage shows. The next few contests went back and forth between America and Europe. The last time we won was in 2006, and the side captained by Welshman Ian Woosman, which contained this year's captain, Holly Montgomery. Smile, please. Oh, brilliant. Thanks, boys. I was told salmon pink.
Dear Chris, we're having a Pro Celeb tournament just before the Ryder Cup. Do you want to play? Love GLC, big kiss. Well, yes, boys, I would, but I reckon I'm going to need a bit of tuition.
Time to go back to the Celtic Manor and call in Rhian Wyn Thomas, up-and-coming Welsh professional golfer.
Okay, so I can hold it.
You know how to hold it?
Well, I think so. And then I can kind of.
It right.
My knees bent and my knees straight.
Flexed.
Flexed, okay.
Yeah.
Right, Corcoran Golfing Pro, no pressure now. Nothing's expected of me. I expect it to be rubbish, right? But you this is your job. No pressure. What I found was if you hit it off the tarmac, pretty straight.
Kicks on.
It kicks on. Yeah. It's unbelievable. Right, so talk me through this thing. Give me a little lesson, right? Ball's on the grass.
Yeah.
Terrible lie.
Terrible.
What do I need to be doing and thinking about to hit the ball?
Well, I want to be hitting down on the ball.
Hitting down on the ball. Ah, okay, that's a good tip.
Oh, yeah?
Oh. That wasn't so bad.
That was good.
Where's the hole?
That way.
Over there? Wow.
To have the aim right.
Aim for the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The penny was starting to drop. Although it was going to take a little while to get as good as Rhian here. She only took up golf 7 years ago after trying it out at a booth in the Royal Welsh Show. I suppose some people are just naturals. Coming in.
Oh, nice
It's
shot.
by the pin.
Oh.
Oh, hey, what about that? You know what? I reckon I could get used to this. Flag out.
Yes, please.
Perhaps I was beginning to understand the strange allure of golf. Why people like Rhian here make their living playing it, and why millions more watch it on the telly. And why mere mortals like me spend hours of their lives trying to coax a small white ball into a little hole. Why is this so difficult?
Par.
Well done. You're on for par.
Yes.
So this is
you got this for about.
what,
I
for
don't
a
know.
birdie?
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
Oh!
Oh,
Stop! Oh! Well, you can't deny it's not drama.
Yes.
Yes! Ball out of the hole. Doff cap to fans. Shake hands, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good game in the end, a par.
Oh,
Little elbow trick.
You can't count.
Hey, listen, good luck in the Ryder Cup anyway. Should be.
Seriously.
Well, with that round under my belt, next it was off to the Celtic Manor Hotel to meet up with Becky Joy, the woman who's in charge of preparing the accommodation for the players. You've obviously thought about how you're going to greet people, right?
Yep.
Say Tiger's arriving, right?
Yes.
Let's role play this.
Okay, yep.
Special welcome to Tiger.
Yep.
Okay, here we go, right? So I'm Tiger.
Okay.
You're you. Hey.
Hi, Mr. Woods.
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Nice
Hi.
to meet you. Welcome to the
doing?
Celtic Manor.
Thanks. I wasn't bad.
Okay.
I was trying to you need to make me feel very welcome. So
Okay. A Welsh welcome.
A Welsh welcome.
A Welsh
Try that
welcome.
again, right?
Okay.
I'm Tiger, you're you, right? Here we go. Hey!
Hi, Mr. Woods. Welcome to
Hi.
Wales. Welcome to the Celtic Manor.
Thanks. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Wait, that was just a harder handshake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just need a bit more of a kind of welcome. You've heard all the stories. He needs a proper welcome. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Ready? Okay, here we go. Hey, how are you doing?
Welcome to the Celtic
Thanks
Manor.
very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Lovely to be here.
Let me show you to your room.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks. What can we expect in the rooms then?
Okay.
We putting something special on for them?
Okay, well, there's going to be obviously a Welsh welcome plate for all the players
And
coming
what are we
in.
going to have on a Welsh welcome plate?
We should probably have some Welsh cakes.
Sausage rolls.
Some Barrabrith.
Yeah, some Battenberg.
Yep.
With the welcome plate sorted, he was off to look at the sort of room where Monty might be staying.
Okay.
Hey.
So this is one of our suites, which will be similar to what the captain will have during the Ryder Cup.
So this is posh suite.
It's a very nice suite.
Okay. It's a kitchen.
It's a kitchen. Marble bathroom, dining room for 10 people.
I'm guessing fish tank. Oh.
We have one team on one floor
Yeah.
and the Americans on a second floor.
Okay.
Mhm.
So so who's above who?
The European team are on the top floor.
This is deliberate, isn't it?
I
These are
think
tactics.
so. Yes, I think
Because
it is.
there's Irish players, and obviously they all do that kind of like river dancing. And if they get a couple of that on a sort of rota,
Might be a bit noisy.
it'll keep them awake.
Yeah, I think that's the idea.
So this is the most important part of the room, Beck, isn't it? If you're
Yeah.
a professional golfer and you're tired.
Yeah, need your
Just
sleep.
The old bed, just giving it the old once over. It's very solid.
Comfortable.
Comfy. So who else has stayed here?
We've had a whole host of celebrities stay here. We've had Kylie Minogue sleep in this suite. We've had Beyonce.
Well, hang on. Kylie Minogue and Beyonce have slept in this bed.
Not together.
No, I wasn't suggesting that, although. I just need to have a moment. That's a great feeling. That's a great aura. Wonderful. Who else has stayed here?
Anton Deck.
Wait a minute, Anton Deck? Now you've ruined it, forget it. With all sorts of wrong images in my head, I had one more call to make, to see the brand new clubhouse built especially for the Ryder Cup. Hey, Paul. Good afternoon. Paul Mahoney will be keeping the players happy between rounds. And upstairs, I couldn't believe how close the teams were going to be based. So they're pretty close. I mean, that's it. Neighbours from hell, look.
Exactly. Side by side, might be enough room just to get a couple of little bugs underneath the door so we can hear what's going on.
In a tactics?
Yes. There you go.
Ah.
Nice and airy.
Nice and
comfortable.
So this is the European lounge?
This will be Monty's headquarters. This will be the lounge where the players will be sitting down, relaxing, talking tactics.
And here, this is the 18th green. This will be the bit where they are all cheering as Europe win the...
The members will be out here.
So the Americans will be down there?
Yes.
And is there going to be a partition, or are they going to be mingling?
There'll be
is it like soccer, you've got to keep them partitioned off?
I don't think there'll be so much a partition out here.
Right.
Because obviously you're out in the fresh air.
So it's going to be rammed here, all the people down here?
There's going to be 55,000 people a day.
See,
and hopefully a few American golf balls going in that water down there.
Well, I was going to say, even as a non-golfer, right, I can see that this is an amazing hole with that water thing there, the drama of that. It's going to be awesome. So let's do it, right? I'm Monty, we've won, you're presenting me with a champagne. Let's role play it, go.
Flag on. Let me just get the top off.
Yeah, I'm taking in all the scenery.
There you go.
They're cheering. Just shake and then deliver over fans.
Screaming.
All over you. You can have a bit like that. And then all over there. And then that really difficult swig, which they always get wrong because they always have a drink and they realise it's fizzy.
It goes up the nose.
It goes up the nose. And spit it out like that. And you can have some.
And I'll have some as well, thanks.
And I'll be like this. Look at that. Look at that.
Lovely.
That's Scottish drinking, that is. Journey's end. And it all kicks off for real in 2 days' time. Come on, Europe. Yeah!
4, 5.
Oh! 50p challenge!